Hi, y'all. So we are going to make this treat, and I'm going to show you what I did wrong. You're all really close, and that's not how you're supposed to do it. So what I did to begin with was cut pieces like I don't even know how big this is. This is 3 inches long, and I think this width is under an inch. I think it's 3/4. So then I just fold it, and there you go. I have a stockpile of different colors, but what I did wrong is I put all these really close together, and they're not supposed to. Like, they're supposed to be up here. So this is gonna look really weird for a little while, but oh well, it's mine, so I guess it doesn't matter. And that way they cover. At least I think. If it looks funky, it looks funky. We'll just go with it. So while we're doing this, I thought I would explain what all has been going on with me lately. So both of my kids are back in school, which is great. They were so excited to be able to go back. Heck, I was excited for them to go back. So both of the kids went back to school. But during that time frame while the kids were out, my grandma was pretty sick. And then she got put on hospice, and I think I told you guys that. And she passed away. So while I am putting this together and showing you guys how I do this, I'm going to do this as a tribute to my grandma. And just tell you guys about her. I guess this is, we don't get to do a memorial service. She has to be cremated and put somewhere, and she's in a different state than I live in. So, with the whole COVID thing, I can't really go out there right now. I don't really want to fly, and it's a 14-hour drive to get to her, and so I totally get where my husband does not want me to drive it by myself, which is fine. I understand, and they're not doing services anyways. So this is my way of remembering her, I guess, and putting it down for I'll always have it. This was my last grandparent that was alive. This she was my dad's mom. She outlived my father, who passed away a year and a half ago. And her goal in life was to make it to 100. Well, not her only goal in life, but near the end, one of the only things she wanted was to make it to 100, which she succeeded. She turned 100 in January. It's hard not being able to go out there, be there for my aunt. But when I grew up in California, and my aunt lives in Little Rock. My grandma lived in Little Rock. So we really didn't see them as often. and they'd come out all the time. My grandfather passed away when I was, junior high, maybe? I don't remember. It's long ago. And so she'd come out, and after my grandpa passed, she'd come out and stay for such a long time. And I remember one day I went to school, and I shared a room with my sisters. And for those of you who have never shared a room or who have, you really don't have privacy. So I put all of my special stuff that child thought was precious and secrets and whatever. I put them all in my drawer. I remember coming home and one day, and Grandma went through all my drawers and rearranged my drawers. And she, all of my stuff I thought was secretive, was scattered all on top of my dresser. Which to me was kind of funny. It was frustrating at the time, but now that I look back at it, it was funny. Yeah, I'd have a pillow that I would love, that I had it perfect, like my pillow was perfect the way I wanted it, and it takes a while to work a pillow in, and I came home one time and she had it cut up and made into 2 pillows. When Grandma would come out to visit, she always put everything in plastic bags. Like, if we weren't using it right away, appliance-wise in the kitchen, it went into a plastic bag. And I remember going, my parents saying, okay, we have to clean, we have to, do stuff. And we would literally be pulling, like, cleaning stuff, and, like, if there was, something we haven't used, like a platter or something we haven't used in a while, since the last time she came out or something, we'd pull it out of the plastic bag that Grandma had it in. Grandma had 2 voices. It was yelling, like screaming. Her screaming would be her thinking of yelling, and her talking would be her yelling. And that is something I inherited from her. I always remember growing up and my mom and dad going, Teresa, you're too loud, lower your voice. You're too loud, lower your voice. I talk loud. I got my grandma's big mouth. I have learned not to be as loud, but yeah, I still could be pretty loud. Which is fine. I am just going to glue this right in here because I don't like the way that looks. So, I got my big old mouth from my grandma. I'm proud of it. I remember her stories. Actually, I have a couple of recordings of her stories. She always tells stories about her dad, her stepdad, I think it was her stepdad. He was a doctor, and he decided that he went, one of the days he was at this hospital, somebody had a baby and left their baby, and her daddy decided, we're going to take that baby home and we're going to adopt. So that's how my grandma got her sister Gigi. Was she called him Dr. Job, I guess was his name, and he adopted Gigi. So my grandma got a sister. Never met Gigi though. Gigi passed away when my aunt was 16. My mom met her. And then she died of cancer, I believe. Okay, the further apart, it looks way better, I think, than the closer ones, but I don't like that it shows those. Hopefully further on it won't, because look at that. I don't like how that shows. I might have to paint those or something. I don't know. Okay, what color do I need now? So, the one thing that I inherited from my grandma, she gave me the love of musical. I am a musical fanatic. Love musicals. I have a season subscription is what they call it out here for the theater out here, and I pass that love on to my kids. And whenever we would see her, we would have musical marathons. Like we would watch Gigi, we would watch The Music Man, Thoroughly Modern Millie. In fact, I was so excited to go see Music Man on Broadway, and I canceled it. Oh, that was the day I found out Grandma passed away. I got a letter, an email, stating that they are postponing the Music Man yet again to because of COVID, and it's not going to start till the end of December next year. So I was kind of bummed. I was like, man, that's a crap day. Find out Grandma dies, find out the Music Man got canceled, because that's how we always, my grandma and I bonded over music, the musicals. Constantly watch musicals. In fact, when quite a few years ago, I took my kids to go see Grandma, and she had a one-bedroom apartment. We stayed with my aunt, not her, but it was one of those things where we stayed in her little apartment during the day to visit her, and we watched musicals. And my dad just let us do it. He was like, okay. I took my dad with me to go see Mom. That was the last time my daddy saw my grandma. By the time my dad passed, my grandma didn't register. She probably realized, why is it because my dad called her all the time, and so she probably was wondering why Dad didn't call her anymore. But she would tell us stories about my dad when he was little, which I love. I mean, what grandparents stuff you hear. Which was great. She would always call my dad Ricky. When I went there last time to go see her about a year ago, it was one of those, we went and saw her, and it was just me. I went out to go help my little sister lives out there, and so I went to go help out my sister, and I got to see Grandma, and I showed her pictures of my kids, and she just thought that was so great. She was slowly starting to not remember things. I mean, she was 98 and was 99. She was 99 because my dad already passed then, and she was not remembering stuff. And I think she felt her first memory test when she was like 98. And so but she got to see pictures of my kiddos, and that was really good. We talked some, and Allie was there for a day. I was gonna go back and never did. I wanted to go for her birthday, but it was in the middle of the winter, and I don't do good driving in the winters, so I didn't. But Grandma was a wonderful lady. I remember we went to, so I have really, really thick hair, and we went to Arkansas, drove from California to Arkansas to go spend Christmas with them, and we wanted to go outside. There was an ice storm, and Grandma goes, Teresa, your hair needs to be dry, because I just got out of the shower, and she goes, or else it's gonna freeze off and fall off because it's so cold. And I was like, okay, Grandma. And she goes, here, let's put it under this thing and it will be dry in like 20 minutes. So she puts me in this old-fashioned cap. It kind of reminded me of like a shower cap, but it was supposed to dry your hair. So she did that, and a few minutes later, like 20 minutes later, she goes, oh, it's still sopping wet. She goes, that's still wet. Okay, well, a little longer. Needless to say, I was under there for like about an hour, and it was still wet as could be. And she goes, your hair's just gonna freeze and fall off then. Because my hair was just so thick. It still is really thick. I hate it. But it was just, you know, her it was just so funny to me that she was trying to dry my hair and it just didn't work. I mean, gosh, when I blow dry my hair, it takes me forever to blow dry my hair. It's insane. But my grandma was wonderful. I miss her dearly. I'm past the being sad that she passed, though, because she lived to 100. I mean, she had a long, beautiful life, you know? And what more could you ask for? Okay, so I really like this better than the squishy down below. That I don't like that squishy. So I saw this on a Pinterest post, and it really didn't have directions. It just it was just the picture. But what they had on top was something like this that they kind of like wrapped around. So we're gonna try to do that. See how that would go to wrap it. I know it might work, might not. We'll see. Okay. This needs to be shorter. So I painted this with just black, which kind of works. And look, some of those are hidden. You don't see so much of that anymore. Yay. Okay. So let's cut a little bit of this off still. Now, I think that will work. And I don't think that needs a hole. All right. Look at that. I think that. Sorry, I keep ripping it down a little further. I've never, I really have not done this. We're just playing around and seeing how it works. Okay. Oh, look, that looks better. So the object is to hide these, because you don't want those showing. So I'm just going to put some hot glue on here and hope for the best. So we'll see how it works. See if it's still recording. I'm recording this on my phone, so I'm really hoping it works. I have no idea. I've never recorded on my phone before. So we shall see. And oh look, now I just need to glue right in here. I know I put like way more glue than is needed, but that's okay. Right? You could just spread it like cobwebs. There we go. And now I think the only thing, this looks really ugly to be honest. I don't think I'm ever going to do one of these again. I don't like it. Maybe my Halloween crazy daughter will want it. I think I might put a bat up here, but I don't have any cut out, so yeah, I might have to do that. Well, this was an epic fail in my book. I did not like it. I mean, yeah, it's pretty gross looking. You know, you have to try stuff or you would never know. So I hope you guys are having some good days. I hope your days are good. Mine are getting better. It has been a roller coaster ride. A very emotional roller coaster ride. So, yeah, if you guys try this and it turns out better than mine, I would love to see it. Take a picture and email it to me, because this I think is a total failure. Then again, maybe if I try it again, it won't be. I don't know. Anyways, thank you for listening to me rant about, not rant, but remember my grandma. She's going to be missed, but I know she's with my dad and her husband and her sister and her mom. So I know she's with family who passed before her. I know my dad's probably happy to see her again. I hope y'all have a wonderful crafty day. Bye.